It's the Dave Hud Show.
Mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how you doing today?
I'm good. Chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the day. Stay corona clean.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Everybody stay safe out there. That's right.
That's right.
So what's on your mind? What's on your mind today, Miss Mysterious? What are you talking about here?
One of the topics that women are most interested in is why do men cheat?
No. Why do people cheat? Period. Why gotta be on the men?
You're right. Because women do cheat. So why do you think people cheat?
There's a lot of factors, man. Stress, bored. Um, there's a lot of
So that's
there's a lot of
bored in their
a lot of
relationship.
issues. But what I will say is, um, what I hear women say is that, if he is gonna cheat, he is gonna cheat anyway, regardless of what you did. Isn't that what you said too?
Yes, you've heard me say that on a number of different occasions. And I want to throw this out there to the ladies because so often when a man cheats, the first thing the woman thinks is, I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't small enough. I wasn't, cute enough. It was me. And in most instances, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has more to do with him and him not being okay with where he is. And sure,
Is
you have those situations where, yes, maybe they are not attracted to the woman anymore for various reasons. But when we talk about women who are, gorgeous and still have had men cheat on them, like the Beyoncés or the Halle Berrys or the J Lo's, we know that it goes far beyond the way that a woman looks, far beyond that. And appearances are short lived. You don't get to look the same way forever.
I get that. Here's my question to you: Is there anything that, or is there any accountability on the part of the woman that could play a part in his stepping out?
Okay, so let me ask you this, Dave.
No. I asked you a question.
So Dave, let me ask you this. I'm
No.
answering your
I
question.
asked you a question.
I'm
Answer the question, please.
answering the question.
How
And
do you
this is
answer a
what
question
I'm
with a question?
answering it with. I'm gonna say this. Do we know fire is hot? Is fire hot?
Are you? What are we doing here?
Is fire?
You want
It's yes or no, Dave.
you want to call back?
Dave, I'm answering your question. Is fire hot? Is fire hot?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you put your hand on hot fire? Do you put your hand on hot fire?
On hot fire. How you put that?
Put your hand on hot fire?
No. Can you answer the question?
I am. Do you put your hand on hot fire?
No.
Okay. So, what I'm about to tell you, Dave, is this. Why would you mess around with something knowing that you could run the risk of being burned? It doesn't matter what that woman does, nothing should push you to infidelity when you've had an agreement with her that you were going to be in a monogamous relationship with her. So when you decide that you can no longer be monogamous, give her the opportunity to walk away and tell her that you are no longer interested. Because if
See,
fire is
there's
hot and you're going to run
there's
the
what
risk of getting burned, then you know you don't put your hand on the fire.
let me tell you something. You didn't answer the question, because from what I'm getting from what you've said on here on countless occasions, and and a lot of women also, if he's gonna cheat, girl, he's gonna cheat. It don't matter what you do, it don't matter what you don't do, or what have you. So there's no part in you playing of him stepping out. So and I've seen this happen, I've heard dudes confide in me that their wife did not give them any sex for months for whatever reason.
So I am going to tell you.
And he's, hold on, can I finish? And for whatever reason, it was for months. And he's a bastard piece of shit if he steps out. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely not. Sex could be a deal breaker. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not what I'm telling you, because I think that if you're in relationship with
Hold on. Is that her fault?
so there are times in a woman's life where her
No,
libido.
hold on. Just why can't we get a simple answer? I asked you a question. Is that her fault? Now, don't get me wrong. He's cheating.
You know what? No,
Him
Dave,
cheating
you
is
know
wrong.
what?
Him cheating is wrong.
Nobody.
But did that play a part?
No, okay. Nobody can make you do anything, but I will say this, that you in relationship, particularly if you're married, have a responsibility to fulfill your spouse's needs. And to expect someone to go long periods of time and not have their needs fulfilled, there are challenges that are associated with that. And I will say that that is one of those factors um that does perpetuate the possibility of someone exploring other options. So I do think that people have needs, and if you're with someone, particularly in marriage, you're in agreement that you're going to satisfy those needs. And if you don't satisfy those needs within a relationship, it can be very frustrating.
Mm-hmm. So you do agree that by her not putting out, that plays a part in him stepping out.
Her or him not putting out, it could play a part in someone looking outside of the relationship, because there's certainly those instances where men or the same, for whatever reason, their libido has dropped and they're not sexual. And sex doesn't always have to be intercourse or penetration. There are other levels of intimacy that can take place so that, both parties have satisfaction. I think you have a responsibility when you're in a relationship to make sure that you're doing your part to satisfy the person that you're with. And that's male or female.
Well, I agree. So if you don't do those things, is that giving the person the green light?
To cheat, no. But if you don't do those things, I think that that's a conversation that you have with your spouse. And I think that your spouse needs to be very transparent and say, hey, look, we need to have an open relationship, because this is a need that I'm having right now and it's not being fulfilled. Or maybe we don't need to be together because this is where I'm at. But there are different things that happen in both individuals' lives where one or the other may not be able to perform sexually for a number of different reasons. Women go through menopause, men, their libido drops after 40. There's just so many different things that happen in a relationship. But if I'm saying to my spouse, or my spouse is saying to me, look, like, as that person that I vowed to be with and that, I'm loving, this is what I need right now. And if I'm not getting this from you, it's difficult for me. So tell me, what do I need to do so that I can make this chemistry happen between us? Or we need to come to a mutual agreement that you need to understand that I'm going to be getting this from someplace else. I think the problem that we have is that cheating violates the trust. We're not transparent. And so in that conversation of, saying to your spouse, I want to have sex or I want to be intimate, it should be, look, these are what my needs are. And when we decided that we were going to be together, I was under the assumption that this is what we both were agreeing to. And if we're not, then I don't want to hurt you because I love you too much or I care about you too much to hurt you. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to need to do, and being very transparent.
Mm-hmm. So is this the same as a man telling a woman that he's not physically attracted to her anymore because she put on weight?
You know what? This is such an interesting thing, that particular subject, but it's real. And ladies, if you're out there,
Yeah, it is
I
real.
need you to hear this, because this is real. And there was a stance
Mm-hmm.
in my life. There was a point in my life where I would say, well, you know what, you don't need him anyway. Da 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 da. But there's something that has shifted in me. Um, you know, and I think that very often when there is a decline in the way that the woman's health is, that may cause her body type to be different. What I've observed from men is that I don't know so much as if it's that their attraction is not to the woman as much as there is an attraction to the woman not trying to keep herself up. And when women are eating well, they're in movement, because I've studied women that seem to be really happy in their relationships, and those are the women that are, have a good health regimen. What the man is paying attention to more often than not is not so much the physical attraction, although that does change, but there's something else that's happening to a woman when she's not taking care of herself. And whether that man tells you that he's attracted to you or not, it is very obvious when he isn't. And so, as much as we want to
Let me
put the
let me ask
blame
you.
on the man, and I know this is not a popular
Mhm.
thing to say, I'm going to say that as women, we always need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, because we come first in these relationships. And so, the best
Mhm.
relationship that you can ever have is the relationship that you have with yourself. And it is never okay to
Right.
let yourself go. So, you need to
I
be
agree.
healthy.
Let me
You
ask you.
need to be.
Let me ask let me ask you this. I agree with you. Let me ask you this. The same way I said that, you know, and this happens all the time. Um, you're not attracted to her anymore. Um, it's hard to even get excited over her anymore. You're not, it's just physically it's not there anymore. Um, and you told her on many occasions this, and you've hinted at it in the whole night. Is that any different from a man who, when you met him, he was financially stable. He had a good job, and he's bringing a lot to the table the whole night. Then he loses his job, and now he can't bring any money in like he was. Um, she shuts down the candy shop when that happens. Is that not correct?
So, I want to be very clear about this.
Is that not
No, it's not.
correct? Does a woman say, "Oh, you ain't bringing nothing to the table, sweetie. This is closed down here. Until you can bring some money in here, this is closed down here." Because a lot of the divorces, a lot of breakups are I don't know the top three. Financial is one of them.
No, that is not.
So,
That is not. Let me.
come on,
Let me.
listen. The bedroom is a lot better when the bills are
Most
paid. Am I
definitely.
right?
Most definitely.
Okay. So her shutting off the access to her stuff down there because he's not bringing in the money, which happens.
So,
Isn't that the equivalent? Isn't that the equivalent of him stepping out when she's not as attractive?
Dave, I want to make sure that we're not sending a message to our listeners that
I'm just asking a
that
question.
that relationships
I'm
are
asking a
based
question.
on superficial things.
It's based on money for the woman, and it's based on sex, physical for the man. It's been like that before we were born. It's going to be like that after
No,
we're gone.
I don't think that that's the case.
A man's
I think
a
that
man
because
a
when we talk
man's
about the
value a man's value is based on how
so
much
what about
money
those
he
people who have
has.
been married for 50, 60 years, and the woman's looks have faded and she doesn't look the same way she did when she was around 20 or 30?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you where y'all got up. I'm gonna tell you where you guys have the advantage on that. As a woman's body deteriorates, and she's ain't looking like what you was when you met her. And she continues to go downhill physically, okay? Which is what we fell in love with because we're physical. We pay attention to the physical. We're visual.
Let's talk about that. Is that what you fell in love with, or is that what you were? Because there's a difference between love and attraction, David. There's a difference between love and attraction. So you didn't fall in love with her looks. You were attracted to her looks. What you fell in love with is what keeps you in the relationship.
Okay, all right, whatever. Listen, we're not attracted to you anymore. You're older now. You're falling apart. You look a mess. Okay?
Stop.
And we're still with you. Hold on. We're still with you because we love you. We're still with you. Can I finish? We're still with you because we love you. Right? So as your body, listen, a woman's physical appearance decreases as she gets older. A man's financial status decreases as he gets older.
Okay. First of all, just because a woman ages does not mean that she stops taking care of herself, that she's any less attractive, that she doesn't grow into her beauty. Stop. That is not the case. Now, do her looks change? They most certainly do. But does it mean that she's not attractive anymore and she's just shot to hell? No. There are plenty of women that look amazing that continue to take care of themselves.
Let me tell you something. You know, when you see couples that have been married, so they married a high school sweetheart or what have you, and they 50, 60 years old or 55 or whatever, and they get a divorce for whatever reason, they've been married for 30 years. They get a divorce for whatever reason. You look at the next woman that man is with, and I guarantee you, she is not the same age. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why, since the cat got your tongue. It's because he don't want a 55-year-old chick. He's gonna get himself a 40-year-old one. Look at all the men who have divorced or broken up, separated from their wife of many years. And you look at this new woman, guaranteed 10, 15 years in that range younger.
Men go through their own crisis themselves. They go through a midlife crisis. And very often they haven't accepted the fact that they've aged. And ladies, I really need you to hear this, because very often
age. But guess what? They have more money. They have more money. The more money that man has, the better looking woman he can get.
For the younger women, they have gotten sick, and that younger girl is out after something else, the next best thing, the next best dollar. And he's left to try to fend for himself when the woman that took care of him, he didn't stay with. Woman that he still finds her as beautiful as she was the first day that they met.
You're exactly right. I agree with you 100%. What I'm telling you is, as he gets older, his money increases, his bank account gets bigger. If he makes the right investments or what have you, therefore, he can get a young girl.
Well,
those are his options.
I know plenty of old women that have gotten young guys.
How long did that last? I'll wait.
I mean, it's different.
That don't last long. You could go with the Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, the whole nine, the Cougar. Let me tell you something about the Cougar. The Cougar is temporary. That's temporary. The old head, younger girl, that works. You got couples out here where dudes 20 years older than her, and they are married and been together for years. For years. It's always been like that.
You know what?
Younger.
You threw out Demi Moore.
Works. Why? Because
Taraji P. Henson, who dates younger quite a bit and does well. Gabrielle Union, who dates younger and does well.
Okay, he's what, 6 years younger?
Well,
7 years younger. That ain't nothing.
9 years younger.
Show me a woman who is with a dude 20 years younger than her, and they riding that out. I'll give you that. May be a one in maybe two exceptions out here.
I hit this call because what you try to do is you try to take a small number of people and make that the entire picture, and that's not the case.
So you're telling me right now that there's not more older men, younger women relationships than there are older women, younger men relationships?
Because I don't think age is more on is the sustainability of relationships, because just because there's an age criteria doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is going to be sustainable. And the two things that you're talking about aren't sustainable things in a relationship. The coronavirus has taught us things that we see now is that people who had affluent lifestyles may not have them now through no control of their own. So does that mean that my husband, who was doing well, who was able to create and generate a revenue because of the coronavirus now, and his money changes, that I'm going to divorce him? Absolutely not. Does that mean that and I no longer look gorgeous, that he's no longer going to want to marry me or want to be married to me? Absolutely not. So we have to be careful the messages that we're sending about relationships. Now, I will agree that it is always the attraction in most cases that draws you in. And then there are some other things that keep you there. But let's never say that a relationship is based on the sustainability of a relationship is based on someone's looks or someone's money. And how many times has a man?
Hold on. Are you saying, because there's a huge double standard with this, and I personally, I'm sick of it. But when dude loses his job, and I asked this on Facebook one time, I think I got like 100 comments on there, it's almost shut the damn thing down. How long does your man have to get the hell out the house after he loses his job? Do you know what most of them chicks? Oh no, you got to bring something through. Oh no, what's going on? Oh no, 3 months. So the time clock is on.
And let's get the man down. Now, if I have a man that is sitting on the couch and he's playing video games and drinking beer with money that he's not bringing into the home, then there are certainly challenges around that. But if I have a man that is doing the very best that he can, and he is supporting the household in the best way that he knows how, but he just doesn't have the income, he's a keeper.
Okay, what about flip that around? What about her on the couch watching Power?
So I totally
when she could be on the treadmill.
Our health is important, and we as women definitely need to make sure that we're managing our weight, because it contributes to a greater lifestyle. One of the things that I think is very important is it is unfair to your spouse to have to take care of you because you didn't take care of you during the time that you should have been taking care of you. So I may have argued this point before, but I won't argue it now, because I will always say that, ladies, you come first in a relationship, and part of coming first means that you take care of your health.
When I asked that question, all those people were spilling out 3 months, 4 months, 2 weeks. All the girls was, yeah, girl, I hear that, man. He ain't gonna be, and you got to bring something in to the table and the whole nine, whatever.
It's that he wasn't trying, but women are ride or die. So that they are with someone that they love who is legitimately trying, they're going to be there with him. Hey, honey, how can I help you? Let's see about this resume. Did you think about putting this business together? What do they say behind every great man is a what? So it's usually that woman that is putting the pieces together so that he can stand back up again.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Behind every great man is a what? Because that's a whole nother goddamn topic. You sure you want to go there with that one? And I asked this question before too. Can a woman be great by herself? Because a man needs a woman to be great. But I don't think the consensus is that a woman needs a man to be great.
Very often we don't hear.
Is that not correct?
Every great woman. Very often great women don't have men, if you want to know the truth.
Can a man be great without a woman?
I don't know one that is.
You know what's crazy? A man can't be great without a woman. But meanwhile, when you meet a man, you want him to be great.
He is great because
another break in another silence moment.
the woman
and here's another
thing.
Hold on. Who's the K Michelle chick? She said, I ain't raising no man or whatever. I ain't raising no. Y'all don't want to raise. Y'all listen. I don't have time. I'm a grown woman. I don't have time to raise a boy into a man. You got to be on point, have your shit together when you meet me.
Right.
Is that not what we hear? Okay, so don't get me wrong.
Two halves don't make a whole. People need to come into the relationship.
Don't get me wrong.
Fully developed.
A woman will compliment that man and make him better than he is. I'll give you that. A great woman, a good woman, right, will take him to the next level.
I'm glad you know.
The same can be said with a man making a woman better.
It's the Dave Hud Show.